right, this is a trip I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I look forward to it every year. It's an opportunity to fish with Captain Brandon Branch. But instead of fishing our backyard here on the Nature Coast, we decided to go north to Steinhatchee, Florida. And let me tell you, what a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of water it is up there. Water's crystal clear, healthy grass, and the fishing, well, it says a lot about how fertile this water truly is. I think what really makes Steinhatchee a unique fishing zone is A, it's far removed from a lot of metro areas, so there's nothing there to attract tourists per se, but the fishing is the next level. Well, like so many places that you and I get to fish on a fairly regular basis, this is just one more along the northern reach of the Nature Coast. It's actually more of the Big Bend.
Yeah, we're in the Bend now for sure, yeah. Up that way. So really quiet, not a lot of people. It's really old Florida.
And, you know, for those that don't know, Steinhatchee is just an incredible trout fishery. I mean, if speckled trout is your game, this is where you want to go.
Yeah, even from basically Horseshoe Beach all the way up past Spring Warrior and all that, the whole region, just pristine grass flats and perfect habitat for these big trout.
And it's a chance to throw big baits, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to throw the bigger plugs, the Paul Browns, the top waters, the Catch 2000s. I got a couple of soft baits in there I want to try too, but
yeah, one of my favorite parts about this fishery is your big redfish and your big trout are in the same area, so you have a better chance at kind of the variety 1-2 punch of, or even big flounder too. We caught some big flounder the other day when we were up here, so it's been really good fishing.
You know, and I'm looking out on the horizon and I see all this low-lying clouds, but all this stuff is supposed to clear off.
Yeah, it's gonna burn off. I'm just this little front pushing through this morning, but should clear off and be pretty nice.
And it's just before a big front, so the big front's later in the week, so this could be some lights out good fishing. It really could be.
That's what I'm hoping for, that's for sure.
I looked at it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to wear a jacket today, but I'm okay with that. You know, I'm all right with that if it turns out the way I think it could.
We'll be peeling them off here in a couple hours.
Good.
Yeah, when all these rocks kind of get underwater here, even on the other side of the island, it'll really make a difference. Some fish will pull up on them rocks for that warmer water, and that's when we'll get them. But right now, we're gonna work these deeper troughs through here while the tide's coming in and try to get them in this little bit deeper stuff, and then they'll transition up onto the rocks as the tide comes in.
Oh, here he is.
This is where we got him last night.
Here he is. Can't take any slack off this one. I've mashed the barbs down on all these. Not a giant. These baits have such a good walk the dog feel to them underwater. Giant, but we're getting there. Getting there. I let it stop.
I like when you let it stop and just you just hold
feel
a tight line. You feel.
You feel it. The thump. It's all about the thump.
Look at that.
Ooh. That was good. You're like, look at that. Net fish or?
No, I don't think so. He's decent, but not big, not huge.
this trip, weather was pretty much perfect. It couldn't get any better. Little chilly in the morning. We were on a bigger moon, so we're gonna have good tidal movement. And in my opinion, it was going to be one of those days that I thought we were gonna catch some really big trout, because that's what that area is known for, big trout. I mean, solid, anywhere from 3-4 pounds all the way up to 8-pound trout. That's what I wanted to catch. I wanted this to be a trout show. We were out there, it was low water. I'm thinking, we're gonna crush them.
Oh my, yes.
God, he ate that.
That's some good in there.
That one might require the net.
That was a nice one. He
yeah.
smoked that thing. That's what we're hunting right there.
Yeah, he smoked it.
You gonna try to bring it to the other side?
I'm gonna try. He's all.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big fish. I'm just taking him wherever he wants to go.
Yeah, he's still, I mean, for how big he is, he's
That's a big fish there.
That is what we come up here looking for right there.
Dude, I'm gonna stick us here. Put the power pole down. It merits it. That is a good one. Those are all, I can go get some pliers out. I'm gonna get a picture with you with that fish. I'm gonna take a picture with you, Bubba.
That's probably a 4-pound, 3.5, 4-pounder. Pretty fatty.
That's a sweet fish. You know, when I think of places like Steinhatchee, like the Indian River in Florida, those are the zones I've always, in my mind, have thought these are the zones where you catch your personal best trout. When you fish a plug or you even fish a jig, it's that thump on the line that you remember forever, and you just got to do it. Every spring, I want to go trout fishing. I'm always looking for someone to take me to the best spot to catch the biggest trout. Man, that thing ate that
We caught
thing.
like 8 of them in a row, 25 inchers. It was nuts.
I think I'm going to take this jacket off. We fished our butts off and we caught some pretty impressive trout. And we decided, let's make a move.
So that now that that tide's got up a little bit, these fish are kind of moving further and further to the bank and getting up on these rocks where it's getting a little warmer and they're able to feed on those crabs and little bait fish and such. So, but as it gets higher, you'll see us move closer and closer there to the bank and adjust to where the fish are going.
That water's cleaner too, so I think I'm gonna make a change in gear here. I'm gonna get away from the contrast bait and maybe pick something a little bit more pinfish-like. We go around the corner and we get up on the flat, looking around, and we're running a trolling motor. And because we were running the trolling motor, probably a little too fast because we thought we knew what we were doing, all of a sudden, a school of fish lifts up and moves. It was a copper bonanza. Could not believe how many fish was in that group. I mean, it was ridiculous. We're like, but they're not trout. They're all redfish.
Oh my God, got him, bacon. Cast behind him, there's a bunch. Go up there, they're up there. Look at them. God, they're all around us. He's got this lure so deep in his...
It's not coming out.
I bet you could throw a top water and get these fish to raise up on it. Look at him, he's on you. Got him! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about right there now.
Oh, he pulled off. He pulled off. Net him. Nice fish. Nice fish. Now we're still throwing the trout baits. We're throwing Paul Brown's, Catch 2000s, you know, and even had some topwater tied on. And that's what we're throwing. I think I threw a 7M as well. We were throwing a 7M plug. All the stuff that you catch trout with. I didn't go down there and tie jigs on or tie a spoon on or anything like that or chatterbait or anything. I just said, let's just see what'll happen. Made a long cast, bowed up. Brandon makes a cast, bowed up. It got so ridiculous, I was thinking, Brandon, how am I going to tell our audience how technical this fishing is?
They're all about 50 yards out behind you.
These are trout.
I already got another one.
This is a trout bait.
Almost every cast now, baby. He doesn't even know he's hooked yet.
Another red?
Oh yeah, big one too. Oh, now he knows he's hooked. Double?
I'll tell you what, this is working for me.
This is it.
This is definitely working
It
for
does
me.
not get any better.
I don't want to cross you up because I'm working with 8 pound. Just saying. With the Paul Brown baits, the hooks are a little smaller.
Ooh, you're good, you're good. I'm gonna go over top of you though. There you go. There you go. They're trying to stay together.
Yeah, they're trying to be schoolmates here all of a sudden.
I barely got mine hooked.
Want me to put the power pole down?
Yep.
I have a lot of control over mine because it looks like it came out of his chin and now
I barely have mine hooked. Barely.
you know, this is a trout lure. Ho, 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 a wide body. A total wide body.
Beast.
That is a beast. That is a beast. Don't you like those single inline hooks?
Don't have to worry about getting it in your hand. I
That's
can tell you
right.
that. Another beautiful fish. 20
Gorgeous fish.
High slot, maybe a little over. Oh my.
He changed the overall profile of my bait here quite a bit.
It doesn't get any better than that right there. Ooh, that gets my heart racing. That is
We
sick.
got a tangle of lines, but we got some nice fish.
Big bend redfish action right there.
Exactly. Kind of makes me giggle a little bit because I'm a teacher by nature. I want to teach you, the audience, how to do fishing in a way that it's always going to make you productive when you're on the water. And when you get in a day when everything's productive, it's pretty funny. Because we already had the trout baits tied on, because that's what we expected the whole show to be, was about catching big gator trout. And you run into this unexpected bite. So as we broke baits off or threw baits off and all kinds of stuff, got hung up a few times, you know, I'm just, instead of retying, I'm just reaching under the gunnel and oh, it's topwater, they'll eat that, firing it out there and trying to hone it down. And what I really realized that was the one nugget that I'd say was the most beneficial is when you're throwing baits that are only inline hooks. Because the inline hook baits makes taking them off and getting to the next fish a lot faster, a lot safer for us, allowed us to net fish without getting a lot of tangles.
Jesus.
They love the Paul Brown, baby.
I have thrown in the same spot
They love the Paul Brown.
so many times. See if we can do this
They
again.
love the Paul Brown. It is an amazing lure. I don't have much control over them. I can't imagine anyone needing live bait here.
Not much need.
Not much need.
It's easy picking some days. That water temperature, anywhere between like 69 and 75 is just magical. All the way up and down the West Coast, really. That's summer or spring or fall. My two favorites.
Another very, very respectable redfish. I just tied this lure on. That was the first cast. The first cast with that Paul Brown.
I'll grab this one for you so we don't net him.
But on this, you know, this is a
These are all big top slot fish, too. Every single one of them. Or overs. I mean, just really nice fish.
God.
That's awesome.
All right, I cannot express how much fun it was to shoot this show with Brandon on supposedly the Steinhatchee trout show that turned into the Redfish Bonanza show. But here are some of the baits that we started out with, and I really believe they did play a role in our success, especially because they were more of a slow twitch, patience bait that really let the fish eat them well. Naturally, the Paul Brown is one of my favorite trout baits. Turned out to be my favorite redfish bait that day too. But the Paul Brown Fat Boy, unbelievable plug for trout fishing, and as you saw, red fishing. The old school 7M. This is one of the best baits, especially in this particular color, which is color number 11. Why they call it that, I don't know, but I call it the Woody Woodpecker. It's one of the most reliable colors because of the contrast between red and white that you can throw for catching saltwater fish. And then this one got completely slap worn out. This is the exact bait that Brandon was throwing, and if you look at it, that's how many teeth marks are in this Catch 2000. This is the 21 size with the inline hooks, and it was just absolute dynamite for him. Now let's move on to the rod. This Terramar XX 6'9", I've got it paired up with a Corrado 200. This is the 200 XG. I believe we are also throwing the Corrado DC, which is turning out to be one of my all-time favorite bait casting reels. But this setup here, packed with 20-pound Power Pro. This is the Slick 8 V2, fantastic line. We also put probably about 2 foot a leader on these, and they're 30-pound leaders. If you really want to try Steinhatchee for big trout, you gotta plan your trip in March and April. It's an unbelievable time in March and April because the opportunity to catch a serious trout looms large. So I hope all these tips and advice that we're giving you on the Redfish Bonanza show will really put as many fish as Brandon and I caught in our boat back into your boat. There it is.
That was on a short cast right there.
He's on the struggle bus. Oh, come on, baby. It's my trout bait. Don't lose it. Brandon.
Oh, man.
This is crazy.
A little bit of grind out here today, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Just hate episodes like this.
I'm really good at raising them up for you. I mean,
Yeah, you are. You've been awesome.
Then you just
It's like,
catch them.
it's like you're almost throwing a hookless teaser bait. You just get them fired up into range, and I just throw the one with the hooks in it. People are going to start thinking that. Like, man, he just feels bad for C getting older and late in his career. This thing's a wide body too, man.
You want to talk about some tournament fish? We've caught multiple 8-pounders.
Yeah, we have.
This is, I mean,
Yeah, you'd be destroying them here.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of seat time back here taking these son of guns off. This fish has a weird color to him. He's almost like, I don't know, amber or something. Wild. Oh, the rod's loaded up.
I don't even know what to tell you, but that is awesome right there.
right, in he goes. And again, I've got a...
There's another one trying to get the lure out of this one's face.
I'm 56 years old, and I'll bet that what took place today has happened maybe 24 times in my entire fishing career. And I get to fish during the good years. Maybe 24 times where it's that fall off a truck, easy, stupid, ridiculous fishing. I mean, maybe 24 times. That's it. I mean, this doesn't happen every month. This happens every once in a while. That's a special day. You don't get those days very often. They were there for a reason. I have no idea. Maybe they were just there for passing through. But for that day, every one of us, including the camera boat driver and the camera crew, will never forget it. It was epic, epic, all capital letters, epic.
500 fish, unbelievable.
When I tell you we caught 50 or 60 fish, we caught 50 or 60 fish.
What dreams are made of right here, guys. We have boated 70 or 80 upper slot to over slot reds. As you can see, they are thick.